Staying organized is easy when you let Lightroom do some of the work for you. In this video, you'll see how to use and create smart collections to automatically sort your images. So I'm looking at the library module here, and if I look over to the left side panels under collections, I'll see something called smart collections. Now the smart collections you see on default ship with Lightroom. Colored red, 5 stars, past month, recently modified, video files without keywords. Let me show you what happens when I select 5 stars. Any of the images that have 5 stars associated with them and meet this criteria set up by a smart collection will show up in the 5 stars collection. And past month is any of the images that have been shot in the past month. Now you can see this is obviously pretty dynamic, especially this past month, because it's only going to be reading the information associated with an image and seeing that it's taken recently and then applying that and placing that into this smart collection. And the same with 5 stars. If I remove one of the stars from one of these images, it will automatically disappear from this smart collection. So the smart collections you see that come with Lightroom are pretty useful, but you can create your own smart collection if you want. And by the way, a smart collection is designated by this little icon you see in the lower right hand corner. It looks like a gear. But to create your own smart collection with your own criteria, select the plus sign up here and then select Create Smart Collection. You're going to give the smart collection a name. I'll give this a name, let's say long exposure. And I'll show you what I'm going to do here in a second, why I name it that. And I'm going to place this inside a collection of smart collections, collection set. And I want to match all the following rules. I want the shutter speed. Now you can select the different criteria by clicking here on the little arrow, and you can pick different criteria. In this case, I've gone under the camera info and picked shutter speed, and I want the shutter speed to be, let's say, greater than 1/30th of a second. Let's retype that in there, 1/30th of a second. And I've chosen focal length from the camera information right here, focal length. And I want the focal length to be greater than 50 millimeters. Now I'm going to select Create, and you're going to see what happens here. Over here under Smart Collections, we have the new Smart Collection called Long Exposure. And these are all pictures that basically I'm going to have to watch out for because I'm living dangerously. At 125th of a second, at 105 millimeter, the odds are pretty good that this is not going to be very sharp. Well, it's actually sharper than I thought it would be, but it's not perfectly tack sharp, which doesn't surprise me considering 1/25th of a second at 105 millimeter. So let's create another useful smart collection. I'll hit the plus sign, Create Smart Collection. This time, let me get rid of these criteria. I'll just hit the minus sign, and in this case, we'll just start here. I'm going to select Camera Info, Camera. And I'm going to select my Nikon D4, and I want the camera to meet that criteria, is the Nikon D4. And I need some more criteria here, so I have to hit this plus sign. And this time I'm going to select Camera Info ISO. And I want it to be greater than, let's say, 4000 ISO. And then Create. Now watch what happens here with this smart collection. There's 816 images associated with it, all of which are shot with that higher ISO. And this is a great way for me to consolidate all the images that will probably need some noise reduction. And they're automatically going to be placed into this smart collection as I add images to my catalog. So notice I didn't name it. So it's just default name is Smart Collection, but I want to rename it. So I'm going to right click on this, rename. I'll call this High ISO. Okay, and then rename. And you can also see that it didn't go into the collection set of Smart Collections. I'm going to put it there just by clicking on it, dragging it up, and then dropping it into Smart Collections. Now it's part of the Smart Collections folder. I'm sure you'll come up with your own useful criteria and create your own smart collections. They're very useful. Give them a try.